This is very, I mean, I'm doing this one-handed. Hey, welcome back to the channel. We've got something pretty awesome that we're going to use a lot here on the farm, I absolutely guarantee you. This is the mud mixer. It's it makes you faster mixing concrete. It makes a homeowner or a professional in a tight situation be able to mix concrete effectively and efficiently. Let me get it out of the box and then we will go from there. So we'll get to this box in a minute. This is box 2 of 2. Now, in their defense, it wasn't all crushed like this. I strapped it down on my trailer, bringing it over here, and I got it in really good shape. This is the extra piece that goes on top. Don't worry, it's all heavy steel. Kind of hoping it would lift off. It may still do. I don't know. All right, you guys are seeing this the same time as I am. Love these things. That one was a dud.
Remember how you used to do pop-up things and scare Gotti to death? I got Mike on.
Remember? Well, you didn't tell me, so I made a snarly face at you.
That's okay. I forgive you. Get a trash bag. Put it back in the truck for right now. It won't fly away at least.
Yeah, I mean, right now, at least the wind's not going 6,000 miles an hour. As soon as I lay this down, it will, though.
That's why I put it back in the truck. Don't break nothing.
Try not to cut anything. I'm just trying to make this easier so I can, which I'm not doing a very good job of, but make it easier so that I don't have to bend over as much to work on it. Ta-da!
Duh.
That's a reveal right there now. There's a round plastic thing. Don't know what that does. It looks pretty well put together already. You know, like I said, it's not that much to add or actually put together, but I'm going to say this is the handle.
You think?
I'm just going with a gut feeling. Keep putting my knife away. Apparently I'm going to need it a lot. They package it up where it don't rub on stuff. You know, this is great and everything, but it's going to, I'm going to get it all scuffed up. Probably shouldn't even try not to. Warning, please read and understand instructions prior to operation.
You mean that means you have to read?
These guys obviously don't know me. You're not supposed to run with an open knife either.
You're a danger to yourself.
Well, I did figure out what that little round rubber disc or plastic disc is. That's what goes up under the turntable that allows it to turn around on the wheels.
You might want to keep that picture you have to look at.
Hey, yeah, it's got pictures on it. Definitely want to keep this one. Don't want to get rid of that dude. It's heavy built, I'll say that, but it has to be heavy enough to hold up to what it's going to do, but it's got to be light enough to be moved around from job site to job site. So everything looks really heavy. This is dented right here, and again, I'm not sure that I didn't do that.
You antiqued it already?
I probably did do that. That bugs me.
The old crescent wrench.
The old crescent wrench here. Sorry I stopped to fix that, but this thing come in and then we threw it, come in on the truck. It was very well put together on the truck, but then we've moved it around in the garage and a couple times and it wouldn't have affected it, but it bugged me. We've run out of parts on this one, so that means the next part is on. Must be this other box.
You actually can take some of those boxes and sit on it instead of sitting on the ground.
Ah. It's got the wheels and, well, already I can tell it's got some big old wheels. A lot bigger than I was expecting. I like this too. So it's got all the parts are named on the back. So when you look at the directions, you don't have to guess which one of these bolts they're talking about. I like that a lot.
It makes your life a little easier.
Right. So it stands to reason we're going to put the little base together on wheels. These are not, these have no air in them. They're solid.
Okay.
So it stands to reason we're going to put like basically the wheelbarrow that this thing sits on. It's kind of like a wheelbarrow thing you'd roll around.
So one is a stand and the other one is a handle.
Listen, I don't have a clue what I'm talking about.
No, it's like those black handles there.
Pretty sure that's the axle.
Part flies away.
Directions. Gosh, I guess the man code to look at directions. We should go get a big bag.
We'll wheel afterwards. You can put everything in the back of the truck.
It says here you can get you 2 cozies by following these directions. I'm gonna send a. Don't look at that. I'm not supposed to put that out there. Don't scan that. Wow, it's pretty. Not a whole lot of assembly here.
Oh, it's easy, huh?
I won't say easy because that's against the rules to say easy in advance of actually putting it together.
I just jinxed it.
Yeah.
I better find some wood to knock on.
So we're gonna build the little stand first, and then we're going, after we get the stand built, then you just pick this portion up and set it on the stand and bolt it down, because this thing rotates around where you can have the little concrete chute either come out the front, or you can rotate it to the side, or you can rotate it any direction you really want to rotate it. Who never thought I'd be this excited about a concrete mixer? This is more like a little miniature concrete production plant.
Yeah. I'm not so excited about the dust though. I'm excited about the machine, but I'm not excited about the dust.
I don't think this is going to be as dusty because we're just going to drop the concrete bag right here, and then once the concrete bag is in there, you know, this tears it.
Yeah.
So it's not like when we like pour it.
In.
Yeah, it's just gonna fall straight down in there, and we're just gonna fold it out and let it fall in. It's gonna be dusty.
Oh, I know.
But it's not gonna be like a traditional mixer. All right, so this looks like the right thing. Here's the axle. So what you guys to know, this thing has great pictures.
That means a lot for you.
Which I'm not following very well. Another thing I just noticed is the wheels have a grease cert on them. I'm going to turn them out too. No, I guess it's supposed to go in. It's on the inside, but there are grease certs. Let me make sure I'm reading that right. Yeah, the grease certs are on the inside, which makes sense because that'll keep you from yeah, that makes sense because that'll keep you from busting them off when you're rolling it around. So that's what I was talking about. It's got grease certs on it. So these are gonna.
Second, so I can see it. Yeah, I see it now.
You know, this is gonna make it last a lot longer. Where you can go and grease it every so often. You guys know me if you watch the channel. I'm a maintenance fanatic about the greasing. I wonder if it could be the one marked axle washers and pins. It's got a little perforated thing, but okay. Do the same thing over here.
That wind is cold.
Be smart on what you're working with. Let's see now. This is very too easy.
Don't say that.
Very too easy. I was expecting this to be very difficult to put together, but I'm literally, Now let's see what the direction says on which boats. Part J, M10, and M50. So there's going to be two. Let me see how the washers go on these. I assume the washers are going to go on the first. Some kits you'll get like this, you get frustrated with it because the hardware is kind of cheesy. And the hardware seems to be pretty decent quality on this. I don't see anything that I don't like. The bolts work, you know, like I say, some of them they got burrs on the bolts and you can't screw them in. That's what I'm kind of saying. right, this looks like it can go on pretty much any different, or a couple of different ways, but it's very important that this pivot hole right here, so pivot lock, this is the pin that locks down and keeps the head from rotating around while you're moving it. It's very important that that goes towards the back frame like this. Like I said, this thing to this point has been pretty easy to put together. It's been very well thought out. The packaging for the nuts and bolts, I really appreciate that too. It's got a slot back here, which makes it easy to mount this up. So, you know, during assembly, sometimes one piece of metal is going to react just a little bit different than the other. So the fact that they had the forethought to put a slot here, but they did a good job because it is dead center of that slot. So I guess we should talk about why we want this.
Why do you want a mud mixer?
The mud mixer?
Yeah, why do we want a mud mixer?
This is going to allow us to, first off, process a lot more concrete a lot easier and quicker. We're not as young as we once were, and that's going to make it easier for us to, like, instead of picking the bags up and pouring them over into this machine like the old kind that spins around, this actually, you just drop the bag on top, it tears and falls down. It has you take the water pressure, and it's got a really high quality valve that you can adjust the water so you can mix your concrete to the exact specifications that you want to as far as how wet you want it. And
you can pour directly where you want
and it augers out the end. So you put dry concrete in one end, and it comes out the other end. However you have the water set, it comes out that consistency, and it can, as long as your water pressure is the same, it stays the same consistency all along the way.
So you don't have to trouble what you had before with the old mixers, turn, and then you have to pour it into a what do you call it again, wheelbarrow?
Yeah, wheelbarrow.
Then pour it where you wanted it.
Right now I have to move that concrete just one time. I just bring the bag to where we're pouring the concrete. There's a lot to like about this, and I can see where like some professional people pouring sidewalks and stuff where you don't want to get heavy equipment, like in somebody's yard. This is an alternative for that. Instead of having to hand carry wheelbarrow loads of wet gravel and wet concrete, this thing here you just hand carry 80-pound bags of concrete or 50-pound, whatever you're using.
Well, we're going to be using concrete for the greenhouse.
Yeah, we're pouring an entire greenhouse floor with this thing. So, you know, I ain't telling you to buy it. You know, we don't ever tell you to buy anything. I'm not even recommending it yet because we ain't done anything with it. But I'll tell you one thing, just like everything else on our channel, we're going to work the crap out of it, and we'll tell you what we think. But already, first impressions, you look at how easy it was to build this and put it together. Yeah, I think the quality is really high end. Everything's powder coated. I mean, I know we're going to scuff this thing up, but
so it should make our life a little bit easier.
Yeah, I don't know if I can pick this up by myself.
Go try.
But try, huh? Do my best.
Yep.
If I was smart, I'd take the tractor and bring it over to it.
Smart.
If I was smart, I'm not saying that I am. So this is the disc thing. This keeps the head where to rotate around easily. So if you get one of these mud mixers, it's got this little black plastic thing, and it says it's got like a web on the back of it, and it says to make sure that you put the webbing down so the smooth surface will be up. Okay, well, we are ready to set this down. I was gonna take the tractor and bring this over here and set it up where I'm working at this height, which is pretty cool, but I believe that it's gonna be heavy, you know, to set back down, and then I have to get ropes and chains to kind of pick this thing up, and we're just gonna do this and then go set it over there. So you help me look at this. This is the only thing that's not really clear because there's a big washer here. And I think I see that in the picture right here. I mean, it says...
You set it on top of the black one.
No, it goes right here. This is on this going down. So the way it looks to me, this is like this going down.
Yeah, it sits on the top of it.
But it's hard. It doesn't really...
Because of the color?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to discern that this big washer's on the top. If you look on the bottom, it definitely just shows that one.
Yeah, this goes on top of the
all right,
metal.
So I am going to put this in my pocket. Instructions here. I think this is the heavy end, so I'll get this.
Yeah,
all we're going to do is pick this up. I'm going to set this...
Small, you gonna help?
I'm gonna set that bolt there. Hopefully it'll fall through when we pick it straight up. And we're just gonna pick it straight up and set it down. Don't worry about it being any one direction.
Okay.
So I think I can pick it up from here. Ready? Okay, I'm gonna set it down just real quick and get that bolt. Okay, I got it. Can you line the bolt up? Or pull the rubber piece up where it goes through the bolt.
Yeah, the rubber piece.
You can let go. I got it.
The metal thing just doesn't fit the screw. The screw is too big.
It's got to be tight.
I know, I gotta get in there.
You know, it's just so slick. That's what that rubber thing's supposed to be, or that plastic's supposed to be slick. It's sliding across.
Yeah, but no, the hole is not big enough to slide the thing in that. Hang on, don't move.
It's easier said than done. It's slick as...
Trying to get that through the round thing. I can get through. I'll hold it and you do it.
Here, just...
I got it. Just see if you can put it through the thing. The hole's not big enough.
Yeah, it's just... It's got little furry plastic things on it. I should have seen that before we went there. Yeah, all right. Now I want you to look at let me pick this up, and I want you to just guide that hole, or the bolt in the hole.
I can see it.
You're going to have to get down there.
I know, but I can see it. Over there. Got it.
This is the bolt we were talking about here. Now we don't have the nut on the bottom. We don't have it tightened down, so it's loose right now. But we made it a lot harder than it needed to be. Pretty sure of that.
Well, if it was shaped off already.
Yeah, I didn't see that. The little plastic thing had like little, you know, where it comes from the factory, it's got little fuzzy stuff, and I took my knife, just shaved it off, and it went right on. Yeah, probably should check that first. Okay.
Do that before you try and put it together.
And it says you can turn it like this to move it around, so you can actually work on it and get to it. It makes it easier to get to it. I just want to get down on I don't want to get down on my hands and knees.
Use the box.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that. Maybe them pictures would come in handy. Let me go get the right tools. Alright, so the big bolt goes down. We got that. Then you put the washer, the big spring, the washer, and the nut, and you tighten that up so that enough pressure that it, sure there's probably some directions on it. You don't hand me those directions? I'll make sure that I don't over tighten this. Pretty easy. So I'm making a command decision. You can do what you want to. The directions they do it differently, but it's got this big washer here. I took this other spacer or this other washer off, and I'm going to put one washer on either side of this spring and push it up like this, because it shows one washer against the bottom like this, and then another. It doesn't show another washer, but I just feel like that's not going to. It's going to put a lot of pressure. It doesn't cover the spring very well. So I'm going to make a command decision based on my years and years of experience of putting stuff together, that washer should be a washer on either side of the spring. Otherwise, you're going to have all the pressure just on the inside of this spring right here. Probably would never matter, but that's the way I'm doing it. Again, do however you want to do it. Now on the directions it says tighten the spring until it's compressed. This is almost compressed, but not completely compressed. So you want to have a little bit of gap between the springs. All right, this thing rotates around pretty easily. Matter of fact, I can do it one hand. When you're ready to transport from one location to another, there's a little latch pin that keeps it from rotating. Like if you're going to, especially like you put it back of a truck, you don't want this thing swinging around. This is I'm doing this one-handed. I'm going to take it across this rough rocks. That'll be a good test. It's heavy enough that it's heavy enough, but it's easy enough for the way the wheels are set up, and I haven't even put grease on the wheels yet. I need to do that. Hey, if you want to see this thing work, check it out on the next video. So the setting's pretty close. I feel pretty good about it.